You all right, bud?
My eyes feel like they're about to explode out of my head.
Where the lack of oxygen has Josh teetering on the brink of disaster.
If we don't get off this mountain as soon as possible, there's a very good chance that he's not going to walk out at all.
An imposing belt of the Peruvian Andes, which spans over 16,000 miles of rugged mountain peaks, ranging in height from 12,000 to over 22,000 feet above sea level.
And that's probably the biggest hazard up here actually is the altitude and altitude sickness. It's strange, the whole lack of oxygen thing. Having a hard time dealing with it actually.
In this scenario, Grady and Josh pick up the trail of an extreme mountain biker who was dropped off at 15,000 feet to test his skills in the rugged mountains, only to have his bike rendered inoperable.
Honestly, I probably should be taking this a lot slower. I'm lacking oxygen, my legs are shaking, my muscles are cramping. Every step I take, I feel like I've just run 5 miles.
He's at the crux point now, you can see his foot sliding over that loose gravel.
I'm good!
Oh, how disappointing, he made it down in one piece.
Got a bag too!
Sweet, bro!
But the bike is not in good shape. The bike is absolutely jacked. The front wheel is completely unserviceable. The whole thing's just screwed.
Guaranteed I'm not going to be able to ride out of here on it, so it's a little bit disappointing.
Nice. Dude, is this a spare or is this one that already been
It's good to go.
ruined?
So we've got an inner tube, which is great, because now that our bike's got a flat tyre and a buckled rim, we'll just be able to fix it and ride on out of here. What the hell?
I think that's compressed air. Compressed air. That's for the tires.
Some chips, bro.
Anything in there?
Nope.
It's unfortunate.
Sweet.
Multi-tool. We've got a multi-tool, and to me, that's a resource that can get us resources. It can break things off the bike, and that's huge for us.
Well, what do you reckon, horse? Should we mosey on down the valley? See if we can find some water.
You all right?
Feel a bit sick.
Josh is horizontal. He's basically fallen asleep on the ground in front of me. That tells me it's time we go get to some shade, let him take a nap. I gotta get my partner back up to par, because this is not the Josh I know.
Oh, I could just stay here.
Well, you want to just take a rest right now? I'll look around and see if I can't find anything better.
I think that's a good decision.
All right. We need food, we need water, so I'm gonna go for a scout. Hopefully I come back full-handed. Oh, hell yes. I've been looking for this since we got here. There's only one kind of cactus up this high.
This variety of Matucana cactus grows primarily on the western slopes of the Peruvian Andes at altitudes between 8 and 13,000 feet. It can be one of the few sources of nutrition and hydration available year-round.
The part of the cactus you want is that white heart. You can collect a bunch of these up and bring them up to Josh. I think he can use them even more than I can. Survival is about either making your situation better or at least maintaining where you're at and getting yourself out. Having these cactus mean I can maintain where I'm at and hopefully get Josh back up to a better spot. Josh, you still with me? Got your snack. You look rough. All right?
Yes, it's been sleeping.
Some cactus. A bunch of carbs in there. The outside holds a lot of water.
Are you sure they're good to eat?
Oh yeah. Well, it's good.
But they're not actually that spiky, are they?
No.
Soft spines.
Cheers.
I'd say that's safe to eat. It's like the rind of a watermelon, eh? The white bit of a watermelon. He's a good we call him a good back in New Zealand. He brings me back some lunch.
If you're feeling up to it, that's where we push down a little bit further. Keep dropping elevation.
I think you're right. Even if we can lose a couple of 100 meters altitude before it gets dark, and then we'll see how bright that moon is and push on through the night.
If you got one answer to altitude sickness, it's getting down.
Right, let's boost, eh?
Ready to roll?
It's been a long night trudging through the wilderness, and we've dropped, I'd say, a good 500 meters. I think that was a good call to keep going, and my head's starting to feel a bit better. However, I'm pretty exhausted, and I'm exhausted. Did I mention that I was exhausted? I think I did. Delirious.
A lot of walking. We are taking a lot of breaks here, but it's necessary. I've got a partner, he's my greatest asset, We're gonna get out of here together, come hell or high water. I don't care, we can stop down and take a breather. I just wanna get Josh out of here.
I think I'm gonna go have a drink. I'll have one for you too, eh?
Yeah, go for it. If I have any hope in signaling somebody audibly at this altitude, I've gotta have something that's loud enough to battle the down valley winds and get us out of here. If somebody's over the next hill, I want them to hear it. I got an empty chip can, a busted water bottle that doesn't do us any good anyway, and a couple condoms. Now, those three things put together should give me a pretty good horn. The concept of air-powered signal, it's all based on vibration. So what I've got here is an airtight seal with a reservoir of air on top of that. And when I blow air in, it's gonna vibrate on top, and air's gonna pass through, and that sound's gonna come out the bottom. Pretty good. For a little trash horn, I guarantee you can hear that from a long ways away.
What the hell?
There's the horn.
Well, it definitely works, I'll give you that much. Scared the out of me.
You ever seen people using those things at sporting events?
Condom trumpets? No. Sure, if Grady was to blow that horn continuously, the novelty would wear a bit thin. But it's a nice trumpet, fair call, works really well.
All right, let's go.
Check it out.
What is that? Is that a hut or something?
It's something, I don't know, it's either a hay barn or a hut.
Whatever it is, it's got a roof.
Looks like it's in fairly good nick too.
There's some pastures back behind it as well.
Oh yeah, that could be our ticket out of here, bro.
Can't wake somebody up.
That thing's loud.
Sorry, man. Somebody's moving.
The horn's not eliciting any kind of response. So, obvious choice is to go check it out for ourselves.
You know what? We're stepping up. We were in the Stone Age back there. It's clear that nobody's been at this hut for a long time. It's kind of disheveled, but I'm looking on the bright side. It's 90% built. We've got a completely suitable spot for us to hang out as long as we need to. Not that I want to stay here any longer than I have to.
With their fire successful, Josh turns his attention to hunting, while Grady gets to work making a gravity-fed filter using charcoal from the fire and the inner tube from the spare bicycle tire.
All right, carbon's in here now. That's the final step, and I need to work backward. Sand, pebbles, a little bit larger rocks.
While Grady continues gathering sand and rocks for his water filter, Josh hopes to hunt small game with snare traps made from unraveled brake cables.
When I was a kid, I used to use snares to catch rabbits. There's actually a scratching right down here in front of us. And that looks just like a rabbit scratching to me. Just have to find out where their warren is.
Josh James has been a professional trapper in New Zealand for the past 20 years. Each winter, he heads into the mountains to trap for possums, a very lucrative business, as their fur is used for everything from clothing to furniture upholstery, and is said to be 14% lighter and 8% warmer than wool.
All right, this is a fairly fresh scraping. Looks very similar to a rabbit scraping. Kind of looks like rabbit. I'd say it's about a week old.
Poke some holes in the bottom. Not so big that everything's falling out with the water. All right, we'll pull up and dripping. Coming out the bottom of here. Soon enough, once everything on the outside is gone, it'll be clean, drinkable water.
What in God's name? Lo and behold, hallelujah! We have one. At first glance, it looks like a pig across a possum. It's got a pig tail, a possum body, and a rabbit head. It's like nothing I've ever seen before.
Hell yeah. Is that a biscaccia? Nice, man.
Well, I'm pretty hungry, so why don't you turf us that CO2?
CO2 for what?
I'm gonna air skin it.
With CO2?
Yeah, mate. We do it all the time back home. We usually take it down to the local gas station and use the pump for the car tyre.
Yeah.
But this will work just as good, I reckon.
Oh, geez, I thought something exploded in the fire. Woo! Good work.
The idea is you make a little puncture in its skin and blow it up with compressed air. Back home, we'd use the bicycle or car pump down at the local gas station. So we bowl on down to the gas station with 60 or so possums on the back of the truck. And yeah, me and the boys spent about 30 minutes or so blowing possums up. Get some pretty strange looks from folks. Got to be one of the easiest ways to skin an animal I can think of. Air skinning. The quickest way to cook this thing is probably just to roast it on the fire, but Grady's found a nice flat rock to heat up on the fire, which is even better. I think it's going to come out nicely toasted.
This kacha meat is high in protein and rich in amino acids, essential in the human diet. It is widely consumed in Peru and throughout South America.
It's all right.
Compared to what we had the past couple of days. Delicacy. I'm really just excited that we've got some nutrients in ourselves, a little bit of pep in our step. Now I'm ready to pack this bag up and get on the road.
I'm out of here.
All right. Hold up. I'm coming.
I want to get out of here quickly because just over here on the horizon, who knows? Oh, look at this.
That's not just rockfall. Obviously, it's built. Our plan is to stick to the river. As we've been on it, we're seeing more and more signs of civilization, pastures, a lot more rock walls. It's a good path, and we're sticking with it.
Bro, you are not going to believe what I can see up on that hill there.
Hey! Come on. Is he waving?
Never overestimate your abilities and never assume that you're going to be sweet as anywhere. Turns out I was sweet as, so it was pretty good. All's well that ends well. Hey, Teeth.